the issue of abductions of innocent people. This is a primitive thing. And it is something that is very strange. You cannot live in a country where people disappear or people are abducted for no other reason and kept incommunicado for a long time. That shows that there is no government.
Yes, today Raila Odinga has come out to condemn the abductions done by the Kenya Kwanza government. We've taken long without hearing the voice of Raila Odinga coming out to check government, yet is the opposition leader, because his party gets money from the consolidated fund to do that job. I keep on telling Kenyans that why I'm in so much pain is that the opposition is both in government and in the opposition, and it's not doing a duty of being in the opposition, yet it gets money from the exchequer through the opposition chief whip, through the minority whip, through the minority leader. They are facilitated, given fuel, given cars to check government. So when they enter government, the most losses will be made by the Kenyan people. So today, Raila Odinga came out to condemn the abductions, and in this episode, I've come to talk about the comments of Raila Odinga, why I think he made them, and their effects, but most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. First of all, Raila Odinga became conflicted when he wanted to run as the AU chairperson. Raila Odinga, even before the 2022 general election, he was the AU infrastructure head. He normally has a backup. Raila Odinga has entered each and every government. And I think entering William Ruto's government, I think William Ruto is the biggest beneficiary. He's having a field day. In fact, I keep on telling people that when people take long in government, if you put them in the opposition, they don't normally know how to do opposition duties, and vice versa. If you get people in the opposition and you put them in government, they don't know, most of the time they don't know government duties. That's why Gachagua is still figuring out how to oppose government. It's the same thing with Ruto. When Ruto was denied to go in Kenya, very many people, critics came out to say that people didn't come out on the street to protest because Ruto knew how to look for government and be in it, but not being in the opposition. That's why the opposition is having a loophole. That's why the Gen Zs came out. I keep on telling people that if Raila was still around doing the opposition role, the Gen Zs wouldn't have come out on the street. But by Raila going, the Gen Zs saw a vacuum, because in life there is no vacuum. And now Raila Odinga is coming out to castigate the Kenya Kwanza government. And for me, I think there are three main reasons as to why he's coming out. But before I give you the reason, I want to play you a tape when Raila Odinga was calling out William Ruto over the abductions. I want you to listen to this tape because it's going to form a basis of our discussion. Here's the tape.
This year has been very challenging to the people of Kenya. You've had serious economic problems. You've had challenges. You've had demonstrations. Lives have been lost in the course of this year. Innocent lives. But we have also seen something that we want to see end with this year. The issue of abductions of innocent people. This is a primitive thing. And it is something that is very strange. You cannot live in a country where people disappear or people are abducted for no other reason and kept incommunicado for a long time. That shows that there is no government. The government must take this matter seriously. And this thing must end completely. People have been abducted. Families have been left in pain. Many parents have been crying. Our child was abducted the other day, and by some people who are uniformed, and you have never seen this child up to now. These kind of things are very strange. So I want to urge the government to ensure that this matter ends completely this year. We want a safe and secure country. We want a safe and secure country. Gone were those days when they used to arrest you and take you to Nyayo House. But at least then you're being taken to Nyayo House, which is a government institution. These days you're being taken to unknown places. We don't know, we don't want these kind of primitive things to happen in our country. It's primitive and it's unacceptable completely. So with those many remarks, I want to wish each and every Kenyan families all the best, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year 2025. Thank you.
That is Raila Odinga. One may ask, why is Raila Odinga coming out to call out William Ruto? Yet he may have an avenue of sitting him down, maybe in private, and bring these things to his attention. That could have been the best thing, because if you're in a coalition, if you're my friend, if I'm campaigning for you, I would expect you, if you have a loophole, because you can see me, Raila Odinga can meet Ruto at any time, okay, and tell me, or through your ministers. One is self-preservation. Raila Odinga is realizing that more of his troops are in government. They are not doing their work. Junet Mama does not come out to say anything about abduction. Peter Kaluma, the usual suspects. I'm not saying that they have a duty as citizens, okay? But by virtue of the offices they occupy, they must, because they get money from constituted fund to do those things. So he's trying to show his troops that they must continue being in the opposition because of self-preservation, because he's not sure that he will win the AU chairperson position. Two, very many Kenyans were starting to see loopholes in Raila Odinga. In fact, they were saying goodbye. Raila in the next cycle of election is going to be 82. There are very few leaders at 82 which could still make an impact on the politics of a country. Okay? So he's trying to bring back his opposition role to show Kenyans that he's still available for them. Because trust me, right now in the Kenyan politics, there are very few or even none, okay, people who are equal to Raila when it comes to fighting for a country and bringing out changes. But for a couple of 5 to 7 years, he has been dropping the ball. I don't know why. Maybe he has fought very many governments and is now feeling comfortable. He wants to be in one. Okay? So he's trying to bring back his opposition instinct. 3, very many people had started to call him out that he's on the dining table eating. And remember, Ruto was also wise. He brought in more Uhuru men. So Raila Odinga I think is realizing that it may not be needed as much as he thought he would be, because Ruto is realizing that he's not sure that the camp for Raila Odinga is going to vote for him, and also Ruto is realizing that Raila will be on the ballot until his deathbed. I don't see Raila, even if he wins, and I hope he wins the AU chairperson position, that he won't be coming back in the politics of Kenya, because Raila Odinga is the politics of Kenya, and the politics of Kenya is Raila Odinga. He will still be on the ballot. So Ruto is realizing this. He doesn't want to bet on Raila Odinga's support. So Raila Odinga is also setting center stage of coming back in the politics. The reason as to why, even when he was speaking the ODM chairperson, he never picked a substantive person who has ambition of being president. Anyang Nyong, he picked that one. Okay? He couldn't pick Orengo, Babowin, and others who have presidential ambitions, because he's self-preserving. So he's making these statements so that he can come back in 2027. So the purpose of Raila Odinga making those statements is because of politics of 2027. Of course, that's my opinion. Do drop me a comments by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, I implore you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. See you on another one. Peace.